Take a look around. Chances are you're sitting on one right now. The humble chair. So common, so every day we barely give it a second thought. But what if I told you that for most of human history, the chair wasn't for comfort, but for power? That this simple piece of furniture was once a symbol of gods, kings, and immense authority. The story of the chair is a fascinating journey through class, technology, and art. So, pull up a seat and let's dive into the secret history of how we sit. Our story begins in the sands of ancient Egypt, over 5,000 years ago. While most Egyptians sat on the floor, on reed mats, or low stools, a new invention appeared, the chair. But this wasn't for just anyone. These early chairs, often crafted from ebony and ivory, adorned with gold and intricate carvings, were reserved exclusively for the pharaoh. To sit in a chair was to be elevated, both literally and figuratively, above everyone else. The throne wasn't just a seat, it was a physical manifestation of divine right. Archaeologists discovered stunning examples in Tutankhamun's tomb, not just his golden throne, but also an elegant folding stool. This tells us that even the concept of portable seating was born out of luxury and status. From Egypt, the idea traveled to ancient Greece. The Greeks developed their own distinctive chair, the klizmos. You've probably seen it in pottery and reliefs. With its curved, tapering legs and a wide, concave backrest, the klizmos was praised for its elegance. But again, it wasn't a common household item. It was associated with the elite, a piece of furniture for the dignified and powerful. Meanwhile, the Romans, great engineers and adopters of culture, took the chair and ran with it. Roman magistrates and officials sat on the curule seat, a type of folding stool, often inlaid with ivory, that symbolized their authority. To be offered a seat was a sign of respect. To be without one was to be a subordinate. For the average Roman citizen, benches, stools, and reclining couches for dining were the norm. The chair remained a symbol of command. As the Roman Empire fell and Europe entered the Middle Ages, the chair's status as a power symbol became even more entrenched. Feudal lords held court from their great chairs, often placed on a raised dais to emphasize their dominance. These were massive, throne-like structures, usually made of heavy oak and elaborately carved. They were immovable, just like the lord's authority over his land. Everyone else, vassals, servants, petitioners, stood or sat on simple benches and stools. The word chairman itself comes from this era, meaning the one person entitled to sit in the chair. Even in the church, this hierarchy was clear. The bishop sat in his cathedra, from which we get the word cathedral, a magnificent chair that symbolized his ecclesiastical authority, while the congregation stood or knelt. For 1,000 years, the chair was an exclusive club, a visual reminder of who was in charge. Then came the Renaissance, a rebirth of art, culture, and ideas. While the chair was still largely for the wealthy and powerful, its design began to change. It became a canvas for artistic expression. Craftsmen in Italy, France, and England started creating chairs that were not just imposing, but also beautiful. They experimented with new designs, used rich fabrics like velvet and damask for upholstery, and added intricate carvings and inlays. The chair started its slow journey from a pure symbol of power towards an object of comfort and beauty. However, owning a set of chairs was still a sign of incredible wealth. A noble family might have a grand state chair for the head of the household and a few simpler side chairs for honored guests. For everyone else, the stool and bench were still the primary means of sitting. The real revolution, the moment the chair finally stepped off its pedestal and into the homes of ordinary people, was the Industrial Revolution in the 18th and 19th centuries. Suddenly, factories could do what artisans couldn't: mass-produce furniture. New techniques and materials changed everything. Michael Thonet's chair number 14, the iconic bentwood chair, is a perfect example. Using a new process for steam bending wood, his factory could produce elegant, lightweight, and affordable chairs by the thousands. It became one of the best-selling chairs in history, found in cafes and homes from Paris to New York. At the same time, the use of cast iron allowed for ornate, durable chairs to be made for gardens and public parks. For the first time ever, owning a chair wasn't a privilege. It was a possibility for the growing middle class. The chair was finally democratized. This brings us to the 20th century, the golden age of chair design. With the chair now accessible to all, designers were free to reimagine what it could be. So the focus shifted dramatically from status to function, comfort, and aesthetics. This was the era of form follows function. Designers at the Bauhaus school stripped away unnecessary ornamentation to focus on clean lines and industrial materials. Then came the mid-century modern masters, who treated the chair like a piece of sculpture. Charles and Ray Eames gave us the iconic Eames lounge chair, a masterpiece of molded plywood and leather that perfectly blended luxury with modern design. Arne Jacobson created the egg chair, a futuristic cocoon of comfort. These weren't just chairs, they were statements. The office also got a major upgrade. Ever wondered who invented the modern office chair? Believe it or not, it was Charles Darwin. The famous naturalist put wheels on his armchair in the 1840s so he could move between his specimens more quickly. This simple idea sparked a whole new field of design: ergonomics. Designers began to study the human body to create chairs that would support us, reduce strain, and improve our health and productivity. The adjustable, swiveling, rolling office chair we know today is the result of decades of research into how we can sit better and work smarter. From a symbol of static power, the chair had become a tool for dynamic movement and personal well-being. So what does the future of sitting look like? The evolution of the chair is far from over. Today, designers are tackling new challenges. Sustainability is a huge focus, with many creating chairs from recycled plastics, reclaimed wood, and other eco-friendly materials. We're seeing a return to craftsmanship and local production as a counterpoint to mass manufacturing. And of course, technology is playing a bigger role. We now have smart chairs that can monitor our posture and remind us to move. Chairs with built-in heating and massage functions, and even chairs designed for virtual reality experiences. The chair is becoming an interactive part of our environment, adapting to our needs in ways we're only just beginning to imagine. From the pharaoh's throne to the ergonomic office chair, the story of this everyday object is a mirror of our own history. It reflects our social structures, our artistic tastes, our technological advancements, and our changing understanding of comfort and health. The next time you sit down, take a moment to appreciate the centuries of history beneath you. You're participating in a ritual that has been shaped by kings, artists, revolutionaries, and inventors. The humble chair isn't so humble after all. It's a quiet testament to the entire journey of human civilization. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this history as interesting as I do, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the objects that shape our world. See you in the next video.